So what I want to look into today is Looksmaxxing. I know this has been popping up on my feed a lot lately, and there's this guy John Bravo that kind of covered this guy. What's his name? Clavicular, and apparently this guy he's like 19. He's on steroids. He kind of does everything that he possibly can in his power, physically that he can, to obviously it's in the name, to max his looks. So we're just going to kind of go over what he does as far as what makes him looks max. And yeah.
Start taking...
God damn. Fucking my mic just dropped. Alright, so yeah, let's just get...
NT2, what's NT2?
Well, N2, it gets you really tan. It's a peptide.
It's like a supplement?
You gotta inject it.
It's just to get tan?
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy. No way you're doing that. How many things do you inject yourself with?
Probably like 3 per day.
Wow, like what?
Testosterone, HGH.
So we got another new asshole to talk about today. This new kid on the block, he calls himself Curvicular. And I'm thinking, what kind of fucking name is that? It sounds like a science project. But when I tell you what this asshole's doing to himself, you're gonna think the same thing. Now there's a new trend that's going viral with the young kids on the internet right now, and it's called Looksmaxxing, where these assholes try to improve their looks through dangerous ways like drugs, surgeries, experiments, even makeup, women's makeup, and all of this to make themselves better looking to pick up women. I'm not fucking kidding you. And this kid, Curvicular.
Alright, so I'm just gonna say, if you not that not that there's anything wrong with wearing makeup, but yeah, you're just putting it out there. Look, to be fair, I think makeup is like the least of this guy's problem. Like, this dude's 19, taking testosterone. All right, here we go. We got the fucking... All right.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it.
Give me a second.
Base 44.
Sorry, make sure you guys subscribe first of all, so we don't have to fucking keep watching these bullshit ass ads. All right, come on.
I'm on the biggest streams in the
So
world
with Aiden
Ross, Neon, that little bitch,
Neon.
Jack this shithead.
To be fair, like, I'm not really hating on Neon, but like, I don't know if you guys saw the video of him training with Nate Diaz. That, like, we might be doomed, chat. I'm not gonna lie. We might be doomed if that's the new generation. If that is the hero of this generation, is Neon. All right, let's just continue.
Sneeko, fitness influencers like Alex Eubank and many more. This kid is everywhere. So I'm thinking to myself, what did this asshole do to join that club and get a head start with that crazy clout? And then I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I don't want to know whose dicks he's sucking for that clout, but he's doing something. Then I said, you know what? Let me take a look and see what's so special about this asshole. And I found a lot of shit. So when I first saw this kid, I was surprised to find out he was only 19 years old. Because he looks older, good-looking kid, but doesn't look 19. And then he spits out of his mouth that he's been taking steroids since 14 years old. And
All right, I just want to know, 14, bro, taking some steroids. I don't even think it's, like, good for you to even take steroids, like, in your mid-20s. Like, the whole thing that the Trend Twins are doing, where they're, like, promoting steroids, I think that's... Look, there's just too many health... But the pros versus the cons are just not there. Like, you're risking, like, your fertility, you're risking, like, erectile dysfunction, like, it's just not worth it in the long game. So I just wouldn't, like, I get it, like, you're getting big, right? Like, well, I saw this clip of Clavicular where he was saying, like, even though he puts on makeup, like, he's like, what does this say? What did he say? He was, he's mogging you into oblivion. Like, bro, look, say what you want, but I think at the end of the day, if you're if your whole thing is to impress women, especially women nowadays, dude, I think you might have a bigger problem on your hands. Like, I just don't think risking your health, your good health for like these women nowadays, like if they were like worth, like the idea that you can like start a family with them, or like you can you know, you'd want to put forth of, you know, your life with, but they're not, just today's world, they're just not worth it. It's just, they're just not worth it. So so I just think it's just a wrong message.
You know how much that shit can aid you.
I came to a logical decision that there's a cheat code, and then I come across on forums and Reddit, here's a drug that you can take to enhance your progress by such an incredible margin. Of course I'm gonna fucking do that.
But the best part of that, he doesn't even like working out. He thinks you can just take that shit and it's gonna do something.
You think the journey is being in a sweaty ass gym, okay, full of a bunch of fucking gym cells and disgusting sweaty beasts. Okay, that's the journey.
All right, let's just stop. All right, so technically, if you're even looking up to this guy right now, like, I'm sorry. Like, if your kid is watching this, like, oh, I'm taking steroids, but I don't like working out, like, and your whole thing is lookmaxxing, like, you want to look good. You're just destroying the idea. Like, it's like you're like, he's saying, like, he hates the journey, so, but he just wants the results, like the instant gratification. Like, he's like, this guy's a pussy, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this guy's a pussy. Like, imagine saying, like, I hate working out. Okay, so the way that I find the equivalent of this is, I find the equivalent of this guy being like, all right, what the fuck is going on with my stream here? I'm trying to watch my stream. Not actually, but okay, there we go. We're live. What was my point here? So I'm trying to remember my point. Shit. Oh, that he doesn't want to work out. Yeah. So basically, this guy's a pussy. In today's world, this is equivalent to women that get lip fillers, that get the whole Botox, that get fake tits, that get fake asses. Like, this is equivalent to that. And honestly, it's just, it's not promoting your health. I mean, steroids in general, like, yeah, you might look good, but in the long run, like, unless you're like a 50-year-old man that is starting to get at the end of his at the end of his prime, where his his body isn't producing as much testosterone, then yeah, it's understandable. But now you're getting into the idea of just taking shit just to take shit, and that's just decreasing your health benefit here. All right, let's keep going.
Okay, so if that's what you want, have the fuck at it. Go do your fucking journey, my G. But goddamn, I'm trying to spend as little time in that fucking shithole as possible. I hate the gym, okay, quite frankly. Or wait, no, do you like the gym, sorry?
No.
Dude,
yeah, and to be honest, this guy doesn't look too manly either. Like, look, I get it. This dude has like an insane jawline. You know what I mean? He has, I guess he's got like, some good facial features. Clavicular too. There's no hate. There's no hate here. But it's what you're doing to yourself to get there. And quite frankly, like, you're selling. I mean, because at the end of the day, I think this guy is selling like a course. So in reality, like, these people are looking up to him to get tips. Whether you're young or older. And if you're younger and you're buying this guy's course, I just don't think that there's a pro there for younger people, especially if you're thinking about taking steroids or already wanting to look max at a younger age when your body isn't even fully developed. Like he's 19 and you know, he's doing the most already, and his body's not even fully developed. Look, if you want to pull women, if you want to be good looking, because I think that's at the end of the day. I think he mentions that is like his whole thing is just to be able to just pull women instantly. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure this helps. I'm sure this does help. I'm not discrediting it. But I don't think you have to go to the extreme of what he's doing just to get there. I think if you take care of yourself, you don't smell like shit. You work out, first of all, and you're not taking steroids. Look, you do not need steroids to get a six-pack. You do not need steroids to get bigger biceps. You don't need steroid. What you need is routine. What you need is discipline. What you need is to keep yourself in a healthy routine instead of just trying to go straight for the main prize, you know, and the shortest road there. And that's basically what he's doing here. And, you know, like I said, no hate. I'm sure he mogs me to oblivion, obviously. And, you know, respect to where it's given, where it's needed. But nonetheless, if this is what you're exposing to kids, because, I mean, who's really looking up to this guy? I'm sure, like, if whoever's watching fucking Aiden Ross is like probably in high school, or, you know, for the most part, I'm sure that age range isn't some 40-year-old. I'm sure they're out there, but for the most part, I don't think that's their main audience. So I believe what they are selling is to the younger generation, and I just don't believe that that's, you know,
I get after like the first year and a half, like there's something wrong with
if
you.
you're taking notes from this motherfucker right here, you're I mean, I don't even think your problem starts here. I think
it's fun at first, like just getting the pump, but then it gets like, okay, that's like going on a fucking roller coaster 100 times in a row. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Of course, it's gonna get boring. You know, so I like to just get in and out of there. The journey, shut the fuck up, man. Don't even try me with that bullshit, please.
And the same thing goes getting lean. He wants to lose weight because he wants people to see his cheekbones, right? So you know what he does? He doesn't do normal things like go on a diet. No. He's on fucking I ain't kidding you. What is he thinking?
What did this guy just say crystal meth? No way. This guy takes
Walter
crystal
White
meth,
from
bro.
Breaking Bad?
Dude.
That shit's not good for you.
I use crystal amphetamine.
Bro, you're calling this Looksmaxxing? Bro's taking crystal meth, bro? This should be called Retardmaxxing, bro. Retardmaxxing is what this guy's doing, bro. If people are watching this and you're taking notes from this guy, bro, you got bigger problems. You got bigger problems than just that. You got bigger problems than your looks, brother.
As a stimulant and to lean max, right? It's very suppressant of your appetite.
But he mogs me to oblivion.
Very long-acting stimulant. So this is something that I've started using in place of Adderall, right? Because Adderall is 75% dextroamphetamine and 25% levoamphetamine. So the levoamphetamine, I really didn't like it. It's too much of a physical CNS stimulant. So if you're trying to work, it just can be too much, too jittery. Whereas, you know, the is a little bit better in terms of its dopamine release, you know, just being targeted for the brain. It's much more mild than Adderall, actually. And, you know, it works a little better for me. And
all right, I will say, Adderall does have the same content of meth. I don't know if you guys knew that, but Adderall does have methamphetamine in it. Let me see. Ingredients of Adderall. Here we go. Adderall. Okay. 3-to-1 ratio of levoa amphetamine. All right. I don't even know if I can announce these. So. I can't even pronounce this shit. Dexo methamphetamine. All right. Anyways, let's get back to it.
And I use it to lean max, right? So I'm pretty much using for hollow cheeks.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at in terms of looks maxing.
And let me tell you what's gonna happen.
All right, that's something different though. Look, now whenever I was younger, I had to take Adderall because I was, I had ADD. I still do. I don't take Adderall anymore, but they're for two completely different reasons, right? One is so you can stay focused. The other ones is so you can look max. Like there's not even, I mean, other than attracting women, but I don't even think that's the main thing here. Look, if you're talking about pulling women, I don't think your main problem is your looks. I mean, believe me, it's a big factor. If you're not dressing well, if you stink like shit, if you're, but believe me, how many times do you go somewhere? Countless times. Where you go somewhere and you see some god awful looking guy with a fucking banger chick, and you're just like, what the fuck? You're like, ref, do something. Ref, do something. Like, I don't think the problem is just looks. I think it's your personality. I think if you have good humor, I think if you can make a good conversation, I think if you're interesting, I think those are all just as big factors of getting women rather than just your looks. Because you can have looks, you can have great looks, great cheekbones, whatever, good hair. But I don't think that's your main problem. I mean, there's fucking homeless people on the side of the fucking road that probably have better facial structure than this guy, just from not eating, from taking the fucking meth that they do already. And I don't see all the women bowing down their fucking heads to this guy or to them. And essentially, that's what he's selling, is just look maxing. And I think that's a big problem.
Happen. I hope you listen to what I'm saying. You keep on doing that, Chris shit, right? When I was in Arizona, there was a town called Apache Junction, right? And everybody there who lived there, they knew. You go to Apache Junction, you're gonna see all these tweakers running around with no teeth, cuts all over them. They're all fucked up, walking around like the hills have eyes. You guys remember that movie? Well, you keep this shit up, that's gonna be you next in the part 2 of The Hills Have Eyes.
I haven't seen you for a little bit. What do you have for pre-workout?
Just a little bit of, Kickstarter, if you know what I mean,
No, bro, you're not serious.
Yeah,
You use that for pre-workout?
yeah.
And how does that feel?
Dude, honestly, it feels amazing. It's a little bit vasoconstrictive, but if I really want to fucking dial in...
This guy's talking about doing coke for pre-workout? All right, now we're getting from Looksmaxxing to actual Retardmaxxing. This is not Lookmaxxing, this is Retardmaxxing. If you're doing coke in general, you might be retarded. Look, I think the least harmful chemical in coke is probably gasoline. All right? When gasoline is the least harmful thing in your drug, you might need to reconsider your life choices, all right? And I mean, look, I get it. Look, everybody's got their demons. Look, I'm sure it makes people feel great. I'm sure. But this is just not it, bro. This is not it. Like, you're taking fucking coke, bro, for pre-workout. You're actually like damaging your body in every way possible. For a fucking 30-minute workout, bro. Bro's not even doing anything other than working out. Bro needs this type of stimulant just to get a pump. Alright, y'all are fucking killing me with these people. Y'all make these motherfuckers famous. Oh my god.
I will tell you guys the real truth.
I'm pissed.
I don't know if I'm being a fucking snitch. I've never seen someone ever in real life. I literally witnessed Clav.
Say yes to this ride-on golf cart. And for larger vehicles, Sam's Club roadside is...
Literally witnessed it. And I didn't know how to feel.
Where is he?
Clav, who's ruining America?
Mostly Mexicans. Mexicans, black people, Muslims.
The hell you said? No, you said it wrong.
bro. It's mostly, it is like a lot of black people are running.
But that's not all this asshole's doing. He's taking all kinds of things.
To be fair, I think that's the least. I think that's the least bad take he's had. If I'm being honest, like out of everything that he's said so far, I think that's the least of his problem is his racial discretion. Okay, like if you're talking about taking steroids at 19, or not even 19. He started at what, 14, and then you're talking about snorting meth, snorting coke for pre-workout, saying that you don't even like working out, taking steroids. This guy's actually fucking retardmaxxing, bro.
Melanotan.
Look at this motherfucker, bro. Bro mogs me to oblivion here, though. Like, the bro looks like he's fucking. All right. I'll give him his run. All right,
He
go.
posts this picture up, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, why does this asshole want to look like one of those annoying pieces of shit
out,
from
bro.
the
Bro,
call centers
hold
that
on.
annoys the hell out of him?
Bro looks
What?
like a fucking homeless person that knocks on your fucking window at the gas station asking you if you got fucking $1, bro. That's what he looks like here. Hey, bro. You got some change, some spare change, bro? I swear it's not for drugs, brother.
Melanotan, and he posts.
Bro looks like his heart's beating like at 1,000,000 miles per hour. Look at his fucking eyes; they're fucking murked, bro.
This picture up, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, why does this asshole want to look like one of those annoying pieces of shit from the call centers that annoys the hell out of us? That shit don't look good. But then he takes it to another level. You guys know, when you do movies or you do shows or you're on TV, they put sometimes makeup on you so the bright lights, doesn't make your skin look so bad. But this kid ain't doing that. He's putting on women's.
There we go. Okay, to be fair, after everything that was said, I think putting on makeup is the least of this guy's problems. I think at this point, I'm kind of like on him just putting on makeup. Like out of everything that he's doing for his looks, I think putting on makeup is the least of this guy's problem. At first, I was kind of before we were this deep into the fucking video, I didn't care, I was kind of hating on it. But after everything that was done, I think this is the least of the guy's problem. So I'm actually in support of him.
Makeup. I'm talking eyeliner, contouring the face, right?
Yeah, holy striking, bro.
Plus 0.5 PSL from the eyelash curling on this, bro. Holy shit. Mogs.
Holy fuck. That's actually fucking mog. Wait, maybe even a little more.
Looking at himself
Holy
in the
fucking
mirror,
mog,
and he's saying, Mog, I don't know what kind of fucking word is that. And then he takes this curling thing. I didn't even know this thing existed, where they take a piece of metal, they put it on your eyelashes to curl them. What is this asshole doing? He even gets his poor friends involved and gets them to do this shit with him. You know what that reminds me of? When you're going out with some sharmutas to a bar or to a restaurant, and they gotta go with their sharmuta friend into the bathroom together to look at themselves in the mirror, paint themselves up with new makeup and fix themselves. That's what these kids look like they're doing. What's wrong with this generation? He even takes that little bitch Neon, right? He takes him to the woman's store where they sell all the makeups, and they go looking around, they collect some shit, they go in the street. He starts putting it on him, and I'm thinking in my head, why do you want to make this kid look like even a bigger bitch than he does? That kid's already a woman.
I need to find a worker to help us find it.
They don't want to help us, bro.
Yeah, bro. What the? I'm sure.
Is it some Indians?
Yeah, I think so. Could be. What we're gonna do?
Yeah.
Is we're gonna lighten
Honestly,
the
I
skin
think
tone a little bit.
Neon's
Even everything
problem
out.
doesn't even
You're
start
gonna
at his looks.
look a lot
bro.
better.
Like, I don't look. I don't think Neon's problem starts at him, like at his facial structure. I think this guy might have even bit. Look, if you look like Neon, and you're taking tips from this guy, from Clavicular, that doesn't even like working out, that just takes steroids. Look, he looks like, you see his bicep. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good. Like dude looks pretty fit. But if you're someone like Neon and you're looking at clavicular and he's saying like, I don't even like working out, bro, you're not going to move much from this unless you're taking steroids. Now that, take it as you want, but unless you want to actually pull some women, you better get your ass in the gym.
That's enough.
How much would I do?
Alright, just rub it all over your face and then blend it into the side of your jaw, your neck, everywhere.
You see a difference?
Just keep blending it in.
You see a fucking difference?
Everything. Yeah, you really gotta rub that in.
Good?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, how do I look, chat?
And look what he's doing to this poor kid. Painting his face like a sharmuta. Leave this asshole alone.
No worries. Alright, wait, let me see. Yo, that's fire.
Now this is the most fucked up part. See this picture and you see that lump on his face, on his cheekbone? He's sitting there punching his face like an asshole to bruise it because he thinks it's gonna give him higher cheekbones, this idiot. But all this shit he's doing, right? Well, I guess it didn't make him good looking enough. So now he wants to turn to dangerous surgeries. He's talking about going to Turkey to get double jaw surgery and implants in his face because he thinks it's gonna make him even better looking, and he doesn't realize the fucking risk of what surgeries can actually do to you.
Yeah, so I'm actually getting surgery myself quite soon, within the next few weeks.
On what?
On my jaw.
No. What?
Yeah.
It's a great job.
Yeah, wait, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You have a nice face.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, it's about to get even better.
No. You're getting surgery, dude?
You guys sound like my mom right now with this.
Where is it going to be in your face?
Everywhere. So I'm getting titanium implants done essentially everywhere on my face.
Alright, so I think there's actually something deeper than just him trying to look max. Like, look, I'll give him where his props are due. Dude already, from everything that he's already doing, from the steroids to the snorting meth to, putting on makeup, the dude looks good, alright? I don't gotta fucking... That doesn't make me gay to say. I'm not fucking retarded to be like, the sky's fucked. The sky's blue. You can look at the sky and you can tell there's a blue, all right? For a guy, he looks pretty good, all right? That being said, I think it goes deeper than him just trying to, look good. Because he already looks good. I think it's just, I guess it's in the name. He wants to maximize his looks, but I think that the thing that he's selling to people is that it's achievable. I mean, obviously that's probably not even natural. It's not natural what he's doing. I mean, this guy on the right of him, that's natural. I couldn't even tell you if this guy's even fucking taking a thing in his life other than maybe some drugs. Probably the same. Only thing that this guy's following that clavicular's doing is probably doing some coke or some meth. But other than that, it's that's what you're gonna get. But nonetheless, I don't think this is a proper message to be sending out to people. I think we're on the wrong path here. But let's go ahead.
Wow.
And there's going to be an osteotomy in my mid-mandible called a BSSO. It's going to be advanced forward. Along with my upper jaw, they're going to do a incision right here and then advance the upper jaw.
What's it going to run you?
35.
You sure you want to do this? You're a good-looking kid.
35 grand?
Yeah.
Dude, you're handsome as fuck.
Isn't that pretty baller, though, that you have like 35K in your face?
$35K in your face, bro. What could you do with $35K? Dude, honestly, I don't even know what this guy's end game is. To die by like 27? To look, we're just gonna bring this up real quick. Let's see. look. This is the fucking path that this guy's got us going down. All right. This is the fucking path. Oh my god, it's fucking disgusting, bro. I don't know if I want to get to this shit. Look, unless you're trying to fucking look, this is the fucking path that this motherfucker has us. For men, this is a woman version, right? Like, oh my god, I gotta get this shit off my fucking screen. I'm gonna fucking throw up. Holy fuck. That shit's fucking disgusting, mate. Like, have you seen, like, extreme surgery? Like, look, oh my fucking god. This is the path. If you're taking notes from this guy, just know that you're taking this path. You're going the same path as this motherfucker right here. This guy is probably the most, like, he's doing what clavicular's doing already. Like, this dude look maxed already. You know, he's got, oh my fucking god, what the fuck is this? This is the same path that clavicular's going down, just a male version. Just like, oh yeah, like if it makes me more beautiful, you know, if it makes me more attractive, you know, this is what I'm gonna do. God, I need to get this shit off my screen. I'm gonna fucking throw up. At the end of the day, I think if you're like natural, I don't know. He said he's gonna get it. I'm actually intrigued to see how he looks. But honestly, I don't know what this guy's end game.
No,
you should
save it all, dude. You're
put
handsome.
$35K around your neck, son.
Nah,
get a necklace,
dude. You're only 19.
Yeah,
dude, stop.
And that's not the only surgery he wants to do. This asshole, right? He's 6'2". We all would love to be 6'2", right? But that's not good enough for him. He talks about going now and getting that stupid limb lengthening surgery because he wants to be 6'6". I'm thinking, you know how silly that shit's gonna look? He's gonna end up looking, remember when we saw Vincent Fisher walking around like a fucking giraffe? That's what this asshole's gonna end up looking like if he does this stupid shit.
Why are you spending $100,000 on surgery to go from 6'2" to 6'6"?
Track your energy and protect your family all in one place. Vivint and Reliant. Smarter together.
No time? With Braun, you can still look legendary. Braun Series.
That is more about just presence, right? I've always valued presence super, super highly, right? You walk into a room, people notice, right? You're standing in the middle of a club, you're an outlier, right? That to me, just because.
All right, so this guy's talking about being in the club, all right? That's like your number one red flag there. If you're looking to impress people at the fucking club, like I said, I think you got bigger problems on your fucking hands than just trying to pick up women, bro. Like, if you're seriously concerned about impressing people at the fucking club, where you're going to links that you're changing your body, you're changing your health, you're changing your life expectancy, like, bro, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, you gotta go outside and touch some fucking grass, brother. You gotta get some different priorities in your hands, bro, because honestly, that's a dark path. Like, I couldn't care less about people at the club. That's a problem. That is a problem. He is advertising to bots. And honestly, at this point, I'm not even mad. Look, bro's getting this bag. If you're listening to this guy, look, you're a bot. I'm sorry. You might be a bot. Your audience, your target audience is like, it has to be bots, man. To want to impress people at the club, to go to, that's like when people go to like the stores and they spend an insane amount of money on clothes just to show up at the club, and that, like, nobody even gives a fuck. Like, you're spending all this money on some shoes, and then people are gonna be stepping on them at the fucking club. Like, nobody could give a less of a fuck about what you're doing. Like, I mean, the women that do care, like, is that seriously what you want to go for? Like, women that are after what you're wearing, like how much you spent on something. Like, what do you think they're looking at? Like, what do you think their observations are on that? it's like what you're spending, and you know, if their main goal is to get in your pockets, brother, like, I mean, by all means, you're trying to get laid, you know, by all means, you know, understandable, but go on.
Because people will come up to me, they'll say, "Oh, well, 6'2", you know, that's already very tall." But in terms of percentiles, it's only 91st percentile, right? 6'6", we get to 99th. I'm someone who wants to be the best, right? And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there. So that's why, you know, I'm seriously considering that limb lengthening surgery.
Now, seeing this is actually really sad to me, because you see here a good-looking kid, right? How could he be so insecure that he wants to do all these crazy things? But the worst part about it all is he has such a big following now, right? Such a big reach. Think about all the other kids that are watching him, that he's making them feel insecure about themselves. He's selling them programs so they can do these same dangerous
All right, what's he
things.
selling here? All right. Daily protocol. Morning, PM, steps in 6 minutes, gym and posture, low puff training. Scapular set, neck routine, 60-second check-ins, proof of work, not vibes. Change one valuable measure, compound consistent, diagnose what actually matters. This is what this guy's selling, right? Face map, symmetry, proportions, and posture scored. Derm grade routine, neck fat, sodium. I do have some neck fat. I'm not gonna lie, I might buy that. You might have sold me, I'm not gonna lie. All right.
Themselves.
Right,
right,
so
let's
I
go
was
on.
noticing who was going home with the pretty girls every night. And I noticed it was really about 1 to 2% of men, right? So it was people who were very tall, people who were very good looking. This is something I was noticing over my formative years.
I will say, if you're tall, that's a plus. I will say that if you're taller, you do get, like, women do find that more attractive. I would say height. I would say if you're just tall in general, I think that already overcomes looks. I think women would date like a guy that's like a 6 or like, yeah, even a 6 that's like 6 foot, 6'2", you know, over 6 foot, rather than a guy that's like an 8 that's like 5'7". The dude could be even like a 9, and he's like, but if he's like 5'6", 5'7", like, the women are probably not even gonna look twice at him. So that is faulty on Looksmaxxing. So if you're shorter, I will say, like, you know, you got to find yourself a good woman, because, you know, if your main attraction is to go to the clubs and then you try and, you know, impress these women that are into this type of stuff, you know, it's not going to end well for you or your your self-belief, because they're going to shoot you down. You know, I don't know if you guys have been out or if you guys seen the culture of today's women, but they're not kind. They're not sweet. They're actually quite demonic. I actually do not approve of today's women. So